Alright, so this is going to be my review of Arrow, Season 3, Episode 3, pretty much. So this episode deals with Oliver deciding to, along with Roy and Diggle, well, Diggle didn't want to go, it was supposed to be Oliver and Roy, going out to find Thea. And we also find out a bit about what Thea's been up to. She has been training with Malcolm, her biological father, as we all know, to become a better assassin. Now, let me say this right off the bat. There's kind of a rumor and kind of some thoughts going around that possibly what's going on is that what might be happening is that Thea might be Cheshire in this universe. She might be this universe's Cheshire. And I could believe that. I mean, before anyone says, oh, it should be Jade, and for all we know, if Cheshire does show up, it could be Jade. I'm just saying that, she could, Thea could easily be Cheshire, from the training with Malcolm. And let's not forget that, Isabelle Roche, a Green Arrow villain who was played by Summer Glau in Season 2, did turn into Ravager, so she may be like an amalgam. Thea might become an amalgam character, or if anything, she may even become, Speedy. May take up that name and be be Speedy. Who knows? Or something else, But I don't know, I'm kind of leaning toward that rumor that she might be Cheshire. So anyway, Diggle at first didn't want to go. He wanted to actually stay with his daughter, but his wife says, well, there's this agent who's a friend of mine who's gone dark, but we don't know where he is. He's not dead, we just can't find him, since you're going that way, can you go find him? And Diggle's like, okay, I'll go. It can't be anything serious, right? Right? Oh, how wrong you are, Diggle. How wrong you are. So I also get some flashbacks of also what Thea's been up to, and man, Malcolm put her through the ringer training her. He put her through he just, he made her stronger. I'll give you that. He made her stronger. And, among other things, we also have Laurel, who is still grieving over her sister's death, and in here, we see more of her at an AA meeting saying, yeah, I nearly broke down. I nearly just wanted to just drown myself in liquor and just give up. But I decided not to. And we also see, for some other reason, this other woman who says, hey, I don't drink anymore, but my boyfriend still does. Look at all my bruises. He still beats me, but I guess it's my fault. I guess I should go to another meeting. You think? You're in the wrong meeting, ma'am. You're in the wrong AA meeting. Well, anonymous meeting, I should say. You're in the wrong... That's for, domestic dispute and, all that. You shouldn't be here. Your husband should be here. But, well, boyfriend, I should say. Boyfriend, excuse me. And Laurel, while at the same time, has run into another character, Ted Grant, who in this universe's Ted Grant is a little bit older. He's a little more mature. He's a little bit younger. I was kind of hoping that when they had Ted Grant in this series, he would be a little more older and haggard. And yeah. But they made him younger, and Laurel meets him while working on a case regarding a certain character named Tom Bronson. So I don't know if they'll make Tom Bronson Ted Grant's son, as it was in the comics. I think that was just meant to be a little mention right there, just a little name drop. But no, Ted Grant, pretty much sees that Laurel is like, hey, look, I know you're pretty angry at something right now. If you ever want to focus that anger, I'll let you come talk to me and I'll train you. Which Laurel will eventually do. We also have something going on with Felicity, finally working for Ray Palmer. And Ray in here, he looked all jacked up. Like his eye, I don't know what happened. Maybe it was Ralph, but his eyes were all kind of bloodshot. But I guess, he said, oh yeah, I've been drinking a lot of coffee for about 7 hours straight. I am completely wired right now. And he wants something out of a disk drive that was damaged in an explosion. And in order to do this, he pretty much makes Felicity the second most powerful at Queen Consolidated next to him. And I'll say this right now, that, just to fill up all the stuff with Felicity and Ray, Felicity finally fixes the drive, and we see him, Ray Palmer, digging around in what is known as the OMAC files, which are all these government weapons. So that's the thing, first off, another cool little name drop, if you saw it real quick, of OMAC. But among other things, yeah, what are you up to, Ray? My personal opinion is that they're trying to throw you off because Ray's actually, for those who don't know, Ray Palmer is a man of peace. And even though he's Brandon Routh's version of Ray Palmer is very cocky and arrogant, he is still got a heart of gold to him. You can still tell that, yeah, you're not a dick. You're just, you're just like the Wolf of Wall Street if he had a heart. And I think what's going on is that I think what might be happening is that they're trying to throw you off and say that, oh, maybe he's a weapons monger or something, he wants to make weapons of war through Queen Consolidated. I think what they really want to do is like look at all these weapons and be like, nope. Oh, here we go, micro mechanics. There we go. I think that's what they're trying to do is throw you off and say that, oh, he's a bad guy, he's a dick. But no, I think what they're trying to do is like, we'll see later on that maybe he was looking for something in particular to help him reach a whole new level of, a whole new point in Queen Consolidated. And something to do with atoms? Something to do with the subatomic universe? Allow a man to shrink to the subatomic level? Put on a red and blue costume? Maybe? Anyway. Anyway, finishing up that story, so going back to, Diggle, Roy, and Oliver going to Colto Mortiz and pretty much looking for Thea, and Oliver's the first one to find Thea, and he's like, look, come back home. She's like, no, you lied to me, screw you. Roy says, look, come back home. And then she's like, no, you lied to me. And Oliver's like, what do we do now? I guess I should tell her the truth. We also have another story going on of Diggle. Like I said, he's down there to find an agent who he finds is Mark Shaw. And Agent Shaw says, look, there's something bad, something really bad's going to happen very soon. A agent went rogue and, found all the data on all the agents working for the suit under Waller, and is also, targeted all their families. So it's kind of like they took a page out of Skyfall and a little bit of the Identity Crisis from DC Comics, but more so Skyfall. But, however, it turns out that Mark was really the agent in disguise, the rogue agent, and gets a special drive that allowed him to access all those files from a man named Mr. Armitage, who I thought at first was for Hive. I thought this was more building up to Hive, but nope, it's not Hive. Which again, Deadshot said that, and then Diggle did some digging. I thought this would be the perfect time to say, oh, this is where Hive comes in. So while Roy is talking to Thea, Oliver and Diggle go out to stop Agent Shaw before, he makes the deal go down. However, and they also, after, Roy failed to get Thea with them, Roy comes along with them, and what happens is that they run into some mercenaries, and they kick a lot of ass. They kick some mercenary ass. Mark is stopped. They manage to get the drive back, and Mark pretty much says, look, I didn't mean to do it for just the money. Waller pretty much screwed me. She turned me into a killing machine. She just destroyed my soul, and this was the only way to get that bitch back. And I can understand that, of Waller doing these horrible things to people. Yeah, and I would not imagine, I would not put it past Waller using Lila to keep using Diggle for her. I would not be surprised that later on, it's found out that Waller pretty much made Lila say, hey, look, you're going to get back with your ex-husband, and you're going to make him do what I want. He won't do, Diggle won't do what I want, but he'll do what you say. I would not put it past him, and I would not be surprised if it's later revealed that Lila was really working for Waller, and this whole time, even getting having the baby and the baby is pretty much the way to keep him in line. Because Waller would do something that underhanded. You know it, I know it, we all know it. So anyway, let's cut back to Laurel. And Laurel she puts on the costume, she puts on a makeshift costume to stop the guy who gets drunk all the time and beats his girlfriend, and she tries to be like, oh, I'm gonna fight you, I'm gonna stop you. You didn't think this through, did you, Laurel? You didn't think this through, and you kind of deserve to get beat because you didn't think at all. No, you didn't. Foolish girl. So it goes out saying that she got her ass beat by a despicable person. And after, her father, who meets her in the hospital, is like, look, you're not the Arrow, you're not your sister, you need to stop. And when, she's pretty much gets her ass kicked. We also have Thea confronting Malcolm and saying she wants to go back. She's allowed to go back after a pretty cool sword fight. And once they return, the four of them return, Laurel pretty much asks Oliver, look, I want you to train me. And he's like, no, look, your father, your father, all he has left is you, and he doesn't even know that yet. So please, in honor of, your sister would not, would so look down on me if she were still alive, she would not allow me to train you. So he doesn't train her. But she goes to Ted Grant to train her. And then we also have Roy and Oliver later on towards the end of the episode, just talking in the cave like, hey, does Thea seem a little different to you? And boom, shit hits the fan when Nyssa suddenly breaks into the Arrow cave with an arrow drawn. And now we're kind of like, did the League of Assassins really kill her? Or, because Nyssa didn't know, she's demanding where Sarah is, and she's clearly pissed off. And it looks like, now they believe that Malcolm Merlyn was the killer of Sarah. They believe he's Sarah's killer. And, yeah, it looks like Nyssa's going to go out for some vengeance. And with that, we also have, Ra's al Ghul in the wings. So, does Nyssa know, or was it someone else, not the League of Assassins, that, killed Thea? The questions are really piling up here. For all we know, it could have been Ra's al Ghul secretly killing her, without, letting Nyssa know. That could Ra's could honestly do that, honestly. Anyway, so all in all, really great episode. There's some great storytelling here, and a lot of stuff is just getting built up more and more. And next week, it looks like we're going to see some major action in the next episode. So once again, I hope you guys